This is Dan from Action Figure Magic, and we have a Jazwares AEW Sting. I found him on clearance at Target for about $5 or $6. It's a Target exclusive, and this is an amazing action figure. I cannot wait to open him up, take a look at his articulation, the details. You can see the scorpion painted on his chest, a stinger for the stinger. This is from the Revolution pay-per-view event, and it's themed. That's his outfit. That's the Sting look. This is anyone who's watched wrestling in the last like 40 years or so, you've probably seen a Sting match and thought to yourself, wow, this guy's pretty amazing. And now we have him in action figure form. So let's stop motion him out of the box.
Be free, fellow painted man.
Thanks. I am Sting.
But you retired. Now you are stung.
A little bit of help from Danhausen, a fellow Jazwares AEW action figure. I decided to go with him for the unboxing because he also has some similar amazing paint applications, so I will show him as well. But you can see the face of Sting, the sculpt, the paint, the style is just incredible. And this is just such a nice, clean looking action figure. And here's Danhausen, just another just painted face. AEW Jazwares figures do the painted face absolutely perfect. I am very happy with this. So if you get a chance to find any of these figures in your Targets or Walmarts, I would definitely pick them up. Just from a design perspective, incredible. In the box, we see a little bit of a head swap. It looks like there might be a chair in there. There's a bat, and it wouldn't be Sting without his classic jacket. So those are all in there. Taking a look at the box, but we're just going to rip this sucker open and get all the goodies out. First up in what the Stinger comes with, we've got a bonus head. This is the painted version, but it's midway through the match where his paint starts coming off. It's funny, he's always kind of done that, where the paint he uses does come off throughout the match, where you'll see some other wrestlers like Danhausen who you rarely see the paint leave their face. So I would not be surprised if Sting has been using the same face paint for the last few decades or so, and that's just his style. You grow accustomed to seeing him at the end of the match with it coming off his face and all over the backs of fellow wrestlers, but that's our Sting. From an articulation standpoint, we have some other Jazwares figures like our Danhausen, so we know what to expect with these guys. We've got some pretty good hip articulation. We've got the double jointed knees. We've got some ankles. You saw the nice little Sting insignia on his gloves, which is pretty amazing because that is just such fine detail work, similar to Danhausen. All the tattoos on him are just incredible. From a ab crunch perspective, Danhausen has a great ab crunch. He is a thinner figure. Sting does not have the greatest of the ab crunches, but he's wearing clothes and he's a little bit thicker. So that's probably just part of the design where he can go all the way forward and back. Sting, a little bit limited, but it's our Stinger. We don't have to have him sitting down. We just have to have him be able to hang up in the rafters and hop down on people and smack him with a baseball bat. In addition to the swappable head, he's also got swappable hands, the nice punching hands. So if you don't want him to be holding something, or I guess the other one is like a kind of an open hand, but if you want him to punch something good, you give him those nice fists. And then he also comes with a jacket. It's an interesting design. It is a soft goods, or not really soft goods, it's kind of a rubbery one, but the arms don't move. We could probably put the arms in there, but then you can't really have him do any sort of action figuring. So I'm assuming it's just supposed to kind of drape over his shoulders, and then he could kind of throw it off in a dramatic display. It's like, I have entered the ring, huzzah! And then the cape goes flying, or jacket goes flying, and then Sting comes out and punches someone. It looks like we can probably get them in there. We'd probably take off the hands and slide it through. But for me, I am probably not going to use the jacket. Maybe just drape it over his shoulders for display. But I really like the articulation of the action figure. So I'm going to go with what articulates him best. And then it wouldn't be Sting without his trademark baseball bat. And this one is even more of a trademark baseball bat because it has his trademark name, the icon Sting, and the date that he last smacked someone with it. Although he's probably smacked someone with a baseball bat since then, this is a memorable one that left a welt probably. And it looks like it fits in his hand kind of midway up the bat, which that is how Sting would hold the bat when he ran out to the ring. So I don't know if that was by design or if that's just the shape of the hands, but this is the coolest accessory that I think that it comes with. It is a chair from the event with Sting, and he could smack people with it. He could sit on it. It looks like it does unfold. It's got some pegs back there, and it holds up. So if we want our Stinger, which we just found out before with his ab crunch limits, he can't sit too well, but maybe he could lounge. He could casually lean on the chair, like at a party, and be like, "Hello, fellow wrestlers. I'm the Stinger. I'm the icon. I'm just going to take a load off and...
Oh, no! This chair could not support my weight.
All right, looks like I did not properly snap it in place. It looks like, yeah, they got pegs that go all the way up. I don't want to push too much because I want to not break it. Call me silly, but I don't like breaking things out of the package. So let me just be a little bit careful with this. It doesn't feel like it's snapping into place. It looks like I have to put a little bit of force on it. So I will give this another few seconds before I give up on it and just do it at a controlled environment.
Oh, no, poor Stinger fell again.
So, yeah, I'm going to play with that chair later, get it to work. But he could still hold it and smack people with it. So that is probably the primary use of the chair, not for sitting and lounging. But the detail work on this, the paint application, is just incredible. So very happy with that. So if you get a chance to pick up this Sting, you get the chair, you get the figure, you get double heads, hands, a jacket. This is such a amazing figure for the $5 or $6 on clearance. That is a no-brainer. And if you are interested in ideas of how to potentially display Sting, I have a slight recommendation for you. I would say McDonald's recently had the Minecraft movie, and they've got some bees. So I'd say put Sting with the bees, and you just have a little gaggle of stingers. So just a recommendation idea that you may or may or not take. Or you might display them with other wrestling action figures. But, I'm not one to judge. I'm open to all ideas. And I would like to see what it would look like if we had Sting wrestle another wrestler who I don't believe he's ever wrestled before because he was a different time, a different promotion. We've got Batista, the McFarlane action figure from the Dune movie. Yes, did I want to do this matchup because they're both wrestlers? No. Did I want to do it because there was the musician Sting in the Dune movies and I thought this was funny? Yes, that is exactly why I'm doing this. But I enjoy it, so I figure some others might as well. So here is Dune versus Dune, Sting versus Batista, an amazing action figure. If you get a chance, pick him up. It's stop motion time.
Here.
Whoa!